Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another Marvel Legendary video. This time we're going to take a look at the new expansion, Dimensions, and we're doing it outside today because it's nice. So, Dimensions, here's the box art. Now, most of everyone knows that this is basically, half this box has already been released in the form of the 3D cards that were in the, it was like a different card set that came with a bunch of reprints of the standard set of heroes. Like, it came with its own cards, but then there was legendary stuff involved, and a lot of them were like different artwork for the like base set heroes. But then it also came with a group of like 2 heroes and 2 henchmen, so they're included in this. Back of the box here's the back of the box contents: 100 playable cards, 5 heroes. This should be 1 mastermind, because if it's 2 masterminds, then that would equate to 105 cards, which isn't right. 2 henchmen groups and 5 bystanders, and then the rule sheet. So I actually have, the way I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna go over the new stuff, the 3 new characters in the mastermind, and then when I get done with that part, if you want to continue to look through the other cards, I'll do the older stuff too. But the stuff, since they've been out since like 2015, they're not you know, they're not particularly new. So we'll take a look at those later. I've even used, I think, some of those at one point or another. It does look like, though, here's Howard the Duck. It does have Dimensions in 2019 on it. So the other cards have 2015, and it says like Marvel 3D. So even though the artwork's the same, you still have that, like, to distinguish the difference between the original print and then the reprint in Dimensions. So I haven't looked at the character cards. I don't know what they do of the new cards. And then the switcheroo, I briefly read the new ability, but I don't really know a whole lot with it. But so this is Marvel 3D Returns. Once upon a time, Marvel 3D trading cards contain a set of hard to find legendary cards with unique gameplay, attained only by collectors, and so it's a 4-year exclusive period. They're finally available. So we have a Duck Man thing, and then the henchmen's of Spider Slayers and Circus of Crime, and then 5 bystanders. I don't know if those bystanders are completely new, or if they're from that as well, but the way this is read, it seems like the bystanders are from also Marvel 3D. And then we got the new heroes of Squirrel Girl, Jessica Jones, and Miss America, and then the J. Jonah Jameson is the mastermind. So cross dimensions, I'll let you read that if you want. And then switcheroo. So here's the first new word, maybe the only new word. Yeah, the only new word. So switcheroo. So the new keyword represents the heroes like Squirrel Girl and Jessica Jones unpredictably switch up their tactics. Sometimes they instantly switch to new fighting stances, while other times they switch in new heroes altogether. Some hero cards say things like Switcheroo 4, which means you revealed this card from your hand and put it on the bottom of the hero deck. If you do so, you can put a hero card of the specified print cost from the HQ into your hand. You can switch out stuff, which could be good because you've got cards that have Switcheroo. I don't know if this is true or not yet. Have like a recruit, and it's late game, you're like, oh, I don't need these anymore, I want attack stuff, you can swap them out. So that's really nice. So I probably even says that right there. It says when you have Switcheroo card in your hand, you can choose to play it for its normal attack or recruit and other effects, or you can choose to permanently swap it for another card in the HQ instead. You can use Switcheroo. You use Switcheroo instead of playing the card. So when you Switcheroo, you don't get any attack. So you have to use basically just to get rid of it. Reminder, you can put Switcheroo card on the bottom of the collective hero deck. You put it on the bottom, not your personal deck. It's totally fine. Switcheroo into a card of a different hero name, so you can just do it as long as the cost is the same. You can only Switcheroo during your turn. You can when you can only play cards, so you can't use it during another player's turn. You can't use it while playing a card from the villain deck, like during a Master Strike. Oh, I'm sorry. You can't use it while playing a card from the villain deck, like Master Strike, Scheme Twister, Ambush ability. You can't switch around to Shield Officer or Sidekicks, since they are in the HQ. Switcheroo doesn't count as recruiting, so you can't wall crawl or soaring flight. Switcheroo uses the printed cost on the HQ, so even if the special ability makes the card less, like size change or something, you wouldn't be able to do that. We've got Investigate, so it looks like Squirrel Girl, Miss America, and Jessica Jones. Investigate, so that's from Noir. So Investigate, you reveal the top 2 cards of the whatever you're investigating, so typically like the hero deck. Here's an example. The top card, like if you're investigating for a card with the fight icon, you look at the top 2 cards of the deck, reveal the card with the icon, and then you draw it and put the rest back. They're different circumstances of doing the investigating. Some of his cards will use investigate, or like similar to investigate, but they didn't have that keyword then. And then teleport, we've seen a ton of times. You can play that card, you set it aside, then you get an extra card as your new card in your hand. So, yeah, so that's pretty straightforward on that stuff. So let's take a look at the new cards here. So kind of a bummer there are no schemes, but we'll pick something out that matches J. Jonah Jameson. But for the playthrough, we'll use the 3 new heroes and obviously J. Jonah Jameson as the mastermind. So let's kind of set the old cards. These are Howard the Duck and Man Things. We're going to set these aside and we'll take a look at them at the end. Like I said, let's take a look at... Okay. Take a look at Squirrel Girl. So she's an Avenger. So here's one of her common switcheroo 3, and then investigate for a card that costs 3 or less. It's pretty cool, because this is an easy card to get, and then you can investigate. This is actually really nice. And the switcheroo for 3, like, it's just really good, because like you get these early in the game, and then you switch them out later on. So that's really, really nice, actually. We've got Nut Punch, so switcheroo 4, and then if you play a yellow hero, you get +2. So that's also nice, because it can be a 3 attack, 3 cost card. And, again, you can get this early in the game and then switch to it later. Really, really nice. I like that. We've got Squirrel Guilty? No, Squirrel Guilty, like ability. Okay, so Squirrel Girl, Squirrel Guilty, sorry. Switch through 5, and then you can play this. You get +2 attack if at least 2 cards enter the HQ that's turn. So basically, you can like recruit a card, 1 card enters, switcheroo, another card enters, switcheroo twice, or whatever. So that's pretty cool because that's 4 attack. And then the switcheroo 5 is nice because it just gets you a better card by that time of the game. And then Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, she's got, you may choose a number between 1 and 5. A hero in your hand gains switcheroo of that number. And then if you have 2 yellow heroes instead, you may choose from 1 to 8 instead. So that's really cool because you can get a rare card by throwing away some, you know, crap cards. So that's actually super nice. I wonder for okay, card from it says you may choose a number from 1 to 5 and a hero in your hand gains switcheroo. So I wonder if you can force that ability onto the shield agent cards and get rid of them that way, because that's the only time that I think you can. So you can throw those away in a sense. Yeah, let's figure that out. So let's take a look at Jessica Jones. So it's cool to see we get Jessica Jones finally. So we have all 4 of the, well, 5, sorry, Defenders characters from the Netflix series. And if you actually watch the first season of Jessica Jones, she's in this costume. Like, she is not in this costume, but her, what's her name? Patty? I don't remember. I'm sorry. Whatever her friend's name is. Tries to get her to wear that, and she's like, no. But so we've got Alter Egos, our first common, switcheroo 4, so pretty straightforward, 3 attack, 3 cost, 2 attack, pretty straightforward common card, and then switcheroo 4 is nice. We've got Alias Investigations, switcheroo 5, and you can investigate a card with an attack, so that's really cool too, because the 1 attack's not that great, but the investigate part's good, and then you can switcheroo for something really nice. And if I'm correct, right, it did say switcheroo, and I might have already stated this. Switcheroo 4, which means you reveal this card from your hand and put it on the bottom of the hero deck, and you may specify printed cost. So it has to be you have to switch it to a 5 cost card. Which we have Crack the Case. It's a recruit card. Switcheroo 6, and then you can investigate for a card that has a recruit icon, and you can draw that card or KO it. What's nice about that too is that you can, like, even if you have a bunch of recruit as you're playing, you can KO them, like, just to get them out of the deck, so you just focus on attack. So I like that. I like cards that get rid of stuff like that. And then Uncover Hidden Evil. We've got, if you play a red hero, investigate the villain deck for a villain. You may put it into your victory pile, and if you do its fight effect. Otherwise, put it back on top or the bottom of the villain deck. So that's really cool too, because it just kind of bypasses some stuff. You don't have to fight a villain, but still get the benefit of the fight effect. And then if it's a scheme twist, you know, investigate lets you move it down to the bottom, or a master strike, you can kind of avoid having to deal with that stuff. So now let's take a look at Miss America. So we've got our first common here being Star Power. It's got teleport. It's a 3-cost, 1 attack, and then if you play green hero, it's 2 attacks. So that's really cool. That's really nice. Pretty nice, straightforward card, and you can set that combo up easily by using teleport. So that's great. We've got Search Parallel Dimensions. So investigate for a Avengers card and teleport that card. So that's really cool too. And it's a 2 recruit 4 cost. So it's a pretty nice card too. I like teleport as an ability. Kick a hole into reality. Let's see. Reveal the top card of your deck, KO it or teleport it. That's really amazing. I really like that too. That's really, really good. And then Hyper Cosmic Awareness. You have +1 for each other card in your hand. So you drop her down first, and you should get at least 5 attack. And I think that's, yeah, because it's at the moment you play her. So teleport helps you stack that, and you can get a bunch of attacks. So that's really nice. She's really, really good. These heroes, these new heroes, seem really, really, really good. So I'm really excited to play through them for the playthrough. We're going to go ahead and skip these guys for now as well, because we've seen these already, and in fact, I used Circus Crime in the last playthrough we did. So we'll take a look at those at the end. We got J. Jonah Jameson's the Mastermind. So he's only 4 attack. Let's see, start. So the game, put 2 face-down shit officers per player into a face-down angry mob stack. Special rules, you can spend 4 attack to reveal a random angry mob and put in any player's discard pile. You can't fight J. Jonah Jameson while he has angry mobs. He always leads the Spider Slayers. I knew that was going to happen. Why is it a random angry mob? Oh, maybe, okay. And then Master Strike, each player investigates their deck and puts for a card and puts it in the angry mob stack. So that's why it's random. Okay, so you spend 4. So I don't know how hard he's going to be. Let's take a look at the epic side. So you do 3 this time, and you spend 5 to reveal an angry mob and put it into any player's discard pile. You can't fight J. Jonah Jameson while he has angry mob. And then each player investigates their decks for a card and puts it in the angry mob stack. If that card costs 0, that player gains a wound. I wonder how hard that is in practice, because it doesn't seem that hard, but, you know, in practice it may be. So let's take a look at the tactics. So the first one is each other player investigates their deck for a non-gray hero and puts it in the angry mob stack. Reveal all cards that are investigated. Each player puts a wound from the wound stack into the angry mob stack, so that kind of sucks. Each other player puts a Spider Slayer from the victory pile into the angry mob stack. When a Spider Slayer is revealed from the angry mobs, it enters the city. And then each other player reveals their hand and discards a Spider-Man hero or Spider-Friend. Player who cannot must put a non-gray hero from their hand to the angry mob stack. So all of his all his tactics are like negative. It's kind of rough. We've got, so here the first of the bystanders. So double agent to shield. We've got, when you rescue this bystander, play a copy of one of your shield or heroes or your Hydra allies. So interesting. This is probably only going to come into effect, like, you know, unless you're playing with shield cards, but typically probably won't come into effect all that often, or it won't be really beneficial. We've got Fortune Teller. When you rescue this bystander, get 0 or not 0, then reveal the top card of your deck and check its cost. If you guessed right, draw that card, and that's nice. Photographer. Oh, these did come. These already were, because I remember this artwork. I'm pretty sure these all were in the 3D set. So, Photographer. This bystander is worth 1 victory point for each hero that costs 7 or more among all the cards at the end of the game. All your cards at the end of the game. So you can make that worth, you know, if you're playing solo, up to maybe 4. If you're playing multiple people, up to 7. And then Bulldoze Diver is when you rescue this bystander, you can move 1 villain to a city space. If another villain is there, swap them. That's interesting. And then we finally have Forklift Driver. When you rescue this bystander, put any number of heroes from the HQ on the bottom of the hero deck. And that's nice too, because it kind of gives you a little mulligan on that. So that's all the new stuff. If you've already seen the old stuff, this stuff here, you can go ahead and cut the video now, and then I'll go over the new stuff, or I'm sorry, the old stuff. So yeah, if you've already seen that stuff, go ahead and you can go ahead and leave. And then if you want to see the old stuff, I'll go ahead and look at that. So let's take a look at Howard the Duck. So I've used Howard the Duck. I like him a lot, actually. He's no team affiliation. I guess I maybe didn't talk about there, but he's no team affiliation. So this one's pretty good. It's like a Maria Hill card, but you reveal the top card of the bystander deck. If it's a special bystander, rescue it. Otherwise, put it in the bottom. So that's nice. Just because like you can get bystanders, it works really well with like the champion heroes and stuff like that. Here is Rebel Without a Cause. Reveal the top card of your deck. If it costs 0 and has no team icon. If it costs 0 or has no team icon, draw it. So that's the shield cards, wounds, and then any of the non-team cards. So Winter Soldier, Happy Hogan, Argon? I don't know. The dude on the dragon. Who else is there that's non-team affiliated? I don't know, there's a handful of them. Oh, Silver Surfer. Actually, the only time I ever beat not Maria Hill. The only time I ever beat Dark Phoenix was with Howard the Duck, Man-Thing, and Happy Hogan. Because they're busted together. We've got the uncommon card being right place, wrong time. You get +1 for each other hero you played this turn with no team icon, so that's really nice. And then you've got Interplanetary Visit. So reveal the top card of your deck, draw 3 cards of your deck, draw 1, discard 1, and KO 1. It's a great ability, just, you know, straightforward, like, I can get rid of stuff. I'm going to get rid of stuff. So it's really good. Man-Thing, I like Man-Thing a lot too. Man-Thing's really great. So first card, first common, 4 from Ooze, so it's got teleport, and then you get +2 usable only against the villains, the sewer, or the mastermind. It's great because it costs 2. You can just like keep teleporting them until you have like 3 of them, and then boom, you've got 6 against something in the sewers or 6 against the mastermind, like free. It's so nice. It's really, really good. So yeah, and again, these have the new label. So if you have the old cards, they have the it says Marvel 3D. Which is such a bummer with these, because I wish they at least would have changed the artwork for them. But, you know, whatever. It is what it is. Burn the Fearful. It's a 4-cost 2-attack card. You can choose a villain or mastermind if there are no villains adjacent to it, and it gets -1. Another great thing with hitting the mastermind, because typically, if you're doing a good job at keeping the city, you can prevent stuff from getting next to the mastermind, build up a bunch of attack, and then lower its attack with this card. So it's really good. Uncommon, we've got Travel, the Nexus of Realities, we've got Teleport, and you can move a villain from another city space, so you can move them away. It's got Teleport, so you get to hold it until you want to use it. Really great card. And then finally, you get it's Eternity of Solitude. If you play a green hero, you get +1 for each empty city space. So, has the potential to be 10, at least 5. Really great card. So, yeah, they're really good cards. They're really good together. It's going to be interesting to see how they mesh with them. They'll be fun together. The playthrough is going to be, of course, them against Jake John Jameson when we do it at the beginning of next week. So, let's take a look at the henchman groups. So the first one is Circus of Crime. You reveal the top card of your deck. If it costs 0, KO it. Otherwise, you draw it. Pretty straightforward. Nice card. And then we've got Spider Slayer, which, of course, kind of a Spider-Man similar effect. Reveal the top 2 cards of your deck, put any that cost 2 or less into your hand, put the rest back in any order. So, pretty straightforward, cool stuff there. That's Legendary Dimensions. So, I'm kind of bummed out that I have half of this stuff already, but I'm really excited to have the new stuff. And, you know, we've got the next, Revelations coming out relatively soon, next few months, and it's going to be a little bit bigger of a box. So, I'm really excited to see that stuff. But yeah, so we'll take a look at a playthrough of this in a couple days, and thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in another video.